Hey guys, Tara here. Today I am jumping on a bandwagon and I am bringing you my list for the BookTube Spin. So the BookTube Spin is brought to us by, I think his name is Rick. I'm going to link him down in the comment, or I always say comments. I'm going to link him down in the description box. I heard about the BookTube Spin first from Lizzie Faye Loves Reading. And then I also saw it on Books and Jams. Krista did it as well. So I'm going to link both of their BookTube Spin videos down below also, since those are the ones that I saw do it and got me on the bandwagon. So with the BookTube Spin, what you do is choose 20 books from your shelves, and each of those books is assigned a number. And then on January 31st, Rick is going to do the spin and a number will be chosen randomly. And whatever book that number is assigned to is the book that is to be read then over February and March. So the way that I've seen it done and seen it recommended to do is to choose 4 different categories and then choose 5 different books from each of those categories. So that is what I did. The categories I chose are category number 1 is books I'm really excited to read. Category number 2 is books I'm not as excited to read anymore, just like kind of not really interested in anymore, but they still are on my shelves. Then Christian nonfiction. I was originally going to do poetry. That was my intent. And then I read everything out and realized it ended up being Christian nonfiction. So that just tells me that's what I was actually supposed to do. So I've got Christian nonfiction and then I have classics. So let's go through and I will show you guys what I am going to read. So for the books that I am excited about, the first one is The Book of Hidden Wonders. And this is a historical fiction, dual timelines, I believe. Here's a little blurb. A charming, deeply imaginative debut novel about a young girl who is immortalized in her father's illustrated books containing clues to their family secrets. Does that not sound so good? So good. Okay. Then we've got The Ancestor by Danielle Trusoni. Little blurb from this one. I felt it then, the presence of something kindred in the landscape, an intimate connection between me and the mountains, and I understood that this savage place was in my blood. Whew. First of all, sounds like it's gonna be very atmospheric, and can you just look at this cover? Is that not just absolutely gorgeous? The Book of Hidden Wonders is actually a really pretty cover too. Okay, then Ready Player 2 by Ernest, Cline. Ready Player 1, one of my absolute favorite books. I would say one of the 2 books that got me into sci-fi in general. I read his other novel, Armada, and hated it. So I'm hoping that Ready Player 2 is as great as Ready Player 1, and we shall see. Then we have Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson, and I keep seeing everyone talk about this as a comparison to the R. Kelly sexual abuse within the industry, the the recording industry scandal. I've heard it can be a pretty tough read, but that it's a very important read, and I'm really excited to read it. All right, then the last on this one is Iron Lake by William Kent Krueger, and this is the first in his Cork O'Connor series, and I just read This Tender Land this month. That was my first exposure to William Kent Krueger, and I absolutely loved him and cannot wait to read more from him. All right, sorry. I had to move the camera because I think there was a lighting issue. I'm not sure. It looked like it on from what I could see, but I don't know. If it was there, it's taken care of now. Sorry about that. Okay, now from the list of books I am not really interested in anymore, we've got A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith. I know that this is historical fiction, takes place in New York. The American classic about a young girl's coming of age at the turn of the century. So had that for a while. It was given to me for free from someone, I can't remember. Like somebody I knew was getting rid of books, and it sounded good. I mean, it still sounds good. Just, I feel like it's one I'm never going to pick up on my own. Okay, then Sarah's Key by Tatiana de Rosny. Paris, July 1942. Sarah, a 10-year-old girl, is taken with her parents by the French police as they go door to door arresting Jewish families in the middle of the night. Desperate to protect her younger brother, Sarah locks him in a bedroom cupboard, their secret hiding place, and promises to come back for him as soon as they are released. 60 years later, Sarah's story intertwines with that of Julia Germond, an American journalist investigating the roundup. In her research, Julia stumbles onto a trail of secrets that link her to Sarah and to questions about her own romantic future. So even though these are like no longer on my radar, I mean, they still sound good. It sounds good whenever I read back. It's just not one I've been drawn to pick up. Okay, then Suspicious Minds, which is a Stranger Things novel. This is by Gwenda Bond. So it's before the Demogorgon, before the Mind Flayer, terror wore a human face. And I love Stranger Things so much. I read the other, actually, I DNF'd the other Stranger Things novel. And so I don't know. I guess because I didn't like the other one, I'm nervous about this one, and am I just gonna not like this either? We'll see. Okay, then we've got State of Fear by Michael Creighton. I got on this Michael Creighton kick, I think because Emily over at Emily Fox. So Emily Fox reads. I'll link her down below. First of all, I love how she says his name. She always says his name is Michel Crichton. Because she's French-Canadian. And English is not her first language. So anyway, so she was talking about him for a while on her channel. And made me look at him. I picked up one of his books at one point. I have like I don't know. So far, I've really, really loved Timeline. I loved Timeline. It was so good. I read Dragon's Teeth. It was okay. I read Jurassic Park a very long time ago. But so long ago, like, I think it was right after the movie came out. I was very, very young. And I think it was so sciencey. Just like went over my head. Now I want to read Jurassic Park again. What I'm trying to say is, I don't know, Michael Crichton's kind of hit or miss for me at this point. So I had found like so many of his books at the half price books clearance sale where all the books are $2, and they're actually right over here, a bunch of them. So I have bought them, and I have not read one of them, and I think that was at least 3 years ago at this point. So I just never think to pick up Michael Creighton. So this one's going on the list. And the last one is Coney by Amram Duchovny, and I actually did a chapter on this one, and I was very up in the air on whether or not to keep it or just get rid of it based on the first chapter. I did decide to keep it, more so because I love things about like Coney Island and Dreamland and Luna Park and all that. So, but I'm not excited to pick it up. Okay, so there is that stack. Okay, moving into Christian nonfiction. First up, we have the Annotated Screwtape Letters by C.S. Lewis. I love this book. So I picked it up as nonfiction. It is fiction. Screwtape Letters is fiction. I guess we'll count it as nonfiction just because it's annotated. So there's somebody's putting their own thoughts and stuff in there. I'll be honest though, it reads like nonfiction. Even though it's, anyway, I love Screwtape Letters. I just got it. I really want to reread it. And so this is kind of cheating for nonfiction. It's a little bit of both. Kind of. All right, that's number one. All right. Number two is Bonhoeffer, by Eric Metaxas, pastor, martyr, prophet, and spy. And it says, who better to face the greatest evil of the 20th century than a humble man of faith? As Adolf Hitler and the Nazis seduced a nation, bullied a continent, and attempted to exterminate the Jews of Europe, a small number of dissidents and saboteurs worked to dismantle the Third Reich from the inside. One of these was Dietrich Bonhoeffer, a pastor and author. And this is his story, and he was martyred. So this is an intimidating book because I know it's going to be heart-wrenching, but it's also like almost 600 pages, and the type is very small. However, I have heard absolutely amazing things about this. My pastor has brought this up to me several times. This was actually a gift in I think it was the Reddit book exchange. I can't remember if it was the Secret Santa or if it was the book exchange. 2 years ago, I think. So it's been on my shelves. I need to read it. I want to read it. I'm just afraid to read it. But maybe I'll be reading it in February and March. We'll see. Okay, then I've got Archaeology the New Testament by John McRae. And this is pretty much a textbook. All about archaeological support for things that occurred in the New Testament. And there's an Old Testament one too that I really want to get my hands on. I have not yet. Okay, I've got Plan B by Pete Wilson. What do you do when God doesn't show up the way you thought he would? And the last one in this is The Circle Maker by Mark Batterson. Praying circles around your biggest dreams and greatest fears. I read, there might be more, but there's definitely 2 companion novels that went with this. There was like a 40-day prayer challenge, and then there was like praying circles around your children, I think is what it was a while ago I read it. But I read both of those. Both of them were 5-star reads, and I have yet to read the actual original Circle Maker book. So that one's on here. Okay, last category, classics. Okay, first up we have Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, and this is the illustrated and interactive edition by Mina Lima, who I adore. I have all of these by her except for one. I love Alice, but I love Alice based on the movies because I have not read the books. So I really need to read the books. I've been meaning to forever. So maybe it'll happen. Okay, then I have one more that's a Mina Lima illustrated and interactive version, and that is The Little Mermaid and Other Fairy Tales by Hans Christian Andersen. And we have Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. And this is a really nice edition here. And another Bronte. Her sister Charlotte. We've got Jane Eyre. Gorgeous edition. Again, look. The sprayed edges. I actually found this one at Ollie's for like $3.99 a while back. And thought that was quite the stroke of luck. And then last but not least, we have Tess of D'Urbervilles. I have such a Pittsburgh accent. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. D'Urbervilles, by Thomas Hardy. And I have yet to read any Thomas Hardy. And I have been wanting to. So, that is number 20. That is my BookTube spin list. I'm going to have it listed down below in the order that for, which book is going to be assigned what and all of that stuff. So I'm excited. Tomorrow is the day that I will find out what I'm reading over February and March. All right. Are you guys doing the BookTube spin? I'd love to check out your video if you are. So if so, go ahead and leave it in my comments. What do you think of my choices? Have you read any of these? Yeah, what are your thoughts? If you like what you see, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe if you would like to see more from me. And that is all. All right, guys. Bye.